On this one here, I got a call from that guy. I went over there and changed that Firematic on the bottom of his oil tank. He says the thing is, he says he's getting a good oil flow now, but it won't start. So I think it might be an issue with the nozzle or the electrodes or something like that. He was in there playing with stuff. He said he reset the electrodes and put a new nozzle in there, and so I didn't touch any other part of that because he thinks he's a Joe Burner man over there. I went over there for an oil flow issue. So he's calling me back. Been back there a couple of times already, so I gotta go there and see exactly what's going on with the electrodes and the transformer. I told him how to check the transformer yesterday over the phone, but anyway, we're gonna go over there and gonna definitely be a helicopter type. So let's see if we can get some footage of this character. Seems to be a good guy on the phone, so. He's got an OSV valve over there, which I think might be an issue. I mean, I would have never put that OSV valve on there because he's got a protected oil line, but I'm not sure why it's there. I left it because it was there, and that might be an issue. We'll check it, see if we get an oil flow out of the jet tube. First thing, check the spark. I gotta go over and check everything now. Because supposedly he had changed the nozzle and reset the electrodes. Everything was fine last time I was there. I mean, it could be a dirty burner head. It could be anything. That old flipping crusty beast. But it might be interesting. They're gonna go all electric trucks and cars. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna do that, dumbass.
These fucking Democrats, I don't know what the frick they're gonna do. I don't know what the heck they're gonna plan on doing. It is what it is. But yeah, like I was saying, what would happen is every day, every other day, I'd have to come down here, hit the reset. I'd put a piece of paper in there, hit the reset button because it wouldn't ignite without doing that. So and then it just got to a point where I said, you know, I'm freaking done with this.
You put a nozzle in it, right? And you played around with the electrodes, you said?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna check the oil.
That was before you even came here.
We're gonna check the oil flow and see if we're getting an oil flow first of all.
The nozzle that was in there that I changed.
All right. So what kind of nozzle did you put in this thing?
Three-quarter gallon per minute. Like I think that's what the tag says on there.
75.
0.75. Yeah.
Let's see if we get an oil flow first thing. Let's see. So it is tripped off on safety. We'll see if we get oil. Alright, so we're getting oil. But that's not the problem. You see that coming out?
Yeah.
So, we know we got oil. So that's not the issue. Let's look into the rest of it. I did put this little clip on there for you.
Thank you.
Fucking glasses are fogging up on me. I hate these son of a bitches. Huh?
The mask. Fog up.
Flipping mask and everything's fogging up on me. Alright. So let's see what's...
video on your jobs.
Whoa! That come right off. Yeah, your electrodes are all fucked up, guy. I mean, look at that shit. No wonder why it's not starting. This thing's all loose as a goose. Look at that. That's loose.
Okay.
That's no good.
Alright.
See, I wasn't in here. I was because you said that you did all this, so I probably should have double checked it though.
You know, it is what it is. You had it. You left here. It was running.
It was running.
Yeah.
Glasses. Well, you can't see. I mean, you get all foggy, right? Well, that's why it's not working. You're not getting no spark. That's still loose. Holy shit. Can't make this shit up, guy. I never see these things all loose like that.
You've never seen one like that?
No.
Get out of here.
No, I'm telling you. Look at that one's loose too.
Yeah, I thought that was normal, the way it was supposed to be. I didn't know.
No, they're supposed to be tight. I mean, you gotta get the spark, right?
I didn't know. I don't know how it works.
Holy shit. That's what happens, you know, you're talking to people on the phone and they say, I did this, I did that, and you're taking you know, their word for it, right?
Yeah.
Nothing against you, but...
No, I understand. This is what you do. I don't do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so now, see, now we're tight. And look at them electrodes. My God, they're way off.
How far away is it supposed to be?
We'll fix it. I guess it's a lesson, right? Mm-hmm. Lesson to me, taking somebody's word for something. It shouldn't have. Nothing against you.
I told you, I took the tip, I changed the tip, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you said the tip and you said you reset the electrodes. Wow. I'll show you how to. So that tip is new, huh?
That was just put in. What day?
I better check it. I better check it.
Brand new.
I better check it. Make sure it's tight and we're not all full of shit. So no work today, or are you just pulling a quickie?
Well, I'm just taking a break right now. I gotta go to the building department and all that. So.
It's a hollow nozzle, it looks like. Let me see what kind it is.
It's from Lowe's, I think.
You got it from Lowe's?
Yeah.
It's an 80.
80?
80 degree.
Oh.
Seemed to be working the other day when I left it. You know, I wouldn't have left it. Wow, it wasn't even tight, guy. Holy shit.
How tight are you supposed to have it?
Oh, man. This one made my day. Yeah, see, it's still a little dirty, but... Gotta be tight. That could be another reason. Yeah, it's gotta be tight. Gotta use 2 wrenches and you gotta tighten it. Cause that's under like 100 pounds of pressure.
Oh, yeah?
So if it's not tight, it's gonna be spraying out all over the place, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If it's tight, it's gonna come out the nozzle and spray. Okay, we're tight now. Wow. Nothing like it.
Huh.
Where's my,
Hey, how often do you clean? Should you clean the boiler out?
when it's dirty.
Nice guy, eh? When it's dirty.
No, once a year you check it. I mean, I check it. It wasn't all full of soot, so it wasn't rolling out on me.
Yep.
If it's running clean, you don't have to clean it every year. Sometimes you can go 2-3 years without touching anything, right? If it's running clean.
Right.
If it's running full of soot, you might have to do it within a week.
It's time for the boiler to go at that point, right?
Depends on if it's clean and it's got a good draft over the fire, you don't have to do much to it, right?
Okay.
And I can tell by the draft gauge if it's full of soot. Because I'll put my draft gauge on there, and the draft will be a negative draft, so it's going up the chimney. If it's full of soot, the thing will be a positive draft, and it'll be rolling out on us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I check the draft. All right, so we're gonna bring these in a little bit.
What'd you say? You're supposed to be like a 1/4 inch away from the...
I'll show you, so you know for next time.
Tell you what, I spent...
They were too close. They were hitting the nozzle. Say you weren't getting any spark. That's what the issue was. So what we want to do is we want to bring them in front a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna have a weird looking nozzle. I don't know if that's from like Taiwan or some shit. Yeah, so we want to be about 1/4 of an inch apart.
Yeah.
1/8 of an inch in front. And about 1/2 an inch up. So what's going to happen is it's going to spark, and then the air is going to push the spark out into the oil flow to start it.
Okay.
Take a look. Take a look. Take a look.
Yeah.
Alright, and then see the spread?
Yeah.
The spread. And then above. I mean, we could be a little bit higher, you know, that way, but that'll be fine. That's going to work good. And now we're tight here. It's going to start now. Check clean it, make sure the head's clean. That's another thing. Could be all full of carbon in there. The head. They'll drop the carbon off the head. If there's any carbon on there. Okay? Should fire right up nice now. We know we got a good oil flow. You said you checked the transformer yesterday?
That black box, right? Yeah. With the
I'm gonna check that again.
Yep.
I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah, you were on the phone with me while I did it.
I'll check the transformer. Check it and see what it's doing. Screw it into the pan. Alright, so we'll start it up. That's no good. See how lumpy that is? That's no good. That's a problem right there. Transformer's no good. That's no good. It might stop. You want to get another transformer, or you want me to put one on there? That's no good. That's not enough spark.
Put another one on. You got one?
Alright, I got one in the truck. Let me go get it, yeah.
When I first came in here, there was a guy that came in and he actually replaced that.
Yeah, no, you see, that's
That was a while. That was probably about 5-6 years ago.
I should be getting like a good 1.5 inches, 3/4 to 1.5 inches, and it's barely like 5/8, so no good. So we'll change that. We'll get another. Got a good used one there for you.
Will you rebuild them?
No, I just a lot of times I'll get like I'm doing a boiler replacement.
Yep.
You know, and then I get the old burner still good, right? All the parts are good on the old burner, right?
Sure.
So I end up with a burner, and I end up with all these parts. So.
Oh, yeah.
And I end up just gotta get rid of the parts. I mean, give people a break on them. Guys like an old system like this, I mean, you don't want to put a lot of money into it, right?
No. Not if we don't have to, you know what I mean?
No. Try to save you a couple of bucks here and there.
Magnet flashlights. I lost 2 of them in a month.
Really?
Little ones.
They got them on you know where you can get them really Harbor Freight cheap.
Yeah, cheap.
Cheap.
Half of what I paid for the first one.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I go to Harbor. I just got a couple of Harbor Freight.
I left it under the freaking truck, and the funny thing is, the kid that was working with me was telling me about him leaving it under his car. What do I do? A half hour later, I left the damn thing under there too. I'm like, oh, you gotta be.
Oh yeah, because it's a magnet.
You son of a gun.
So what the guy took off with the car?
No, with the truck. I took off. I'm the one that took off with the truck, and I checked under there later on. No, it was gone. It's a bumpy ride, you know. I used to love those headlights, the ones that go around your head, the band. Those worked out pretty nice too.
Okay.
Everywhere you're looking, it's there. So. What's that, the eye or whatever they call that?
Yeah, that senses the light and keeps the control on, right? Mm-hmm. That should be fine. That's not an issue. Well, I'm surprised the thing even started the other day when I was here. It started right up for me. It's looking scary shit, no?
Well, like I said, I've been doing it for a while, and I just finally got aggravated. I said, you know what? This is getting to be a little ridiculous already. It'd go for a couple of days, then I have to come down here and light it. My wife would come down and light it. She thought I was shutting it down so I wouldn't use any oil. I said, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get oil?
Huh?
Did you get oil?
No, I got about a quarter tank.
Oh, so the gauge isn't working right.
No.
Alright.
I'm gonna cement. I cemented last night underneath the legs over by the filter. And I'm gonna break this up over here and.
Oh, and you're gonna put concrete in the floor?
Yeah, I already did. I did a little section last night over there. I'm gonna do another section over here so that it sits on good concrete.
So it would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, give it a little lick. You can hurry up and clean it up. It goes in the ground. What the hell? We got a problem.
Alright, so you want to see this sucker spark. This sucker's gonna spark nice. Won't even need a screwdriver on this one. Shouldn't. So let's see what this one's gonna look like. Ready? Frankenstein shit right there, no?
Yeah.
Frankenstein. She'll fire now.
I better call for an oil delivery now.
But there was a lot of shit going on in there that was really funky.
Yeah.
I mean, every shit was loose. So the electrodes weren't set right. I mean, just
compound of problems.
Gonna fire nice now. So if you want to ever check the oil flow, you check it there first at the jet tube.
Yep.
Then if it's not coming out there, then you might have to bleed it down below, right? I don't know why they got that OSV valve over there by the tank. You don't need it because you got a protected oil line. So let's see what happens. It should fire right up now, like instantly. You know, you got a lot of extra oil in there because...
Not firing right?
Well, because it wasn't firing right. But let's burn that off, and then we'll check the airflow. Don't forget the nozzle wasn't even tight in there, right?
No.
There's a lot of issues going on. Yeah, well they weren't even tight. I mean, plus the transformer was wimpy.
So you're supposed to crimp them on there?
No, every ones I've always put on there have been tight. I don't know why they were loose. They should, because that sends power down them to the end of the nozzle. So if they're loose, you're not getting any spark going down to the end of the nozzle. So I just squeeze them, tighten them up, right? Yeah, there's still a lot of extra oil in there. Just give it a minute. You never know. Never a dull moment. Looks like. Or you're supposed to see the same thing with trucks, right?
Oh, Johnny Shangus one every day.
Yeah, see, we're getting a good draft over the fire, so we're good. We're not all full of soot there, you know? If this was full of soot, it would be going the other way. Yeah, she's still healthy. Clean it up a little bit, give it a little bit more air. just gonna charge you for the parts today. I'm gonna give you a break on the labor, okay? Well, I kind of, you know, I kind of feel bad.
You got something sticking out of your teeth.
The only other thing that might be questionable is that OSB valve, but we're getting a good oil flow. You know? Yeah. If for some reason you're not getting a good oil flow, I would check the jet tube right away. Take it out, unhook it, see if you get a spray. If you're not getting a spray, then you know it's an oil issue. Right?
I knew I had a problem the other day before I called you. When I see that thing, that fucking thing is not letting the oil come after I change the filter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Well, we're getting a good oil flow, but them OSB valves aren't the greatest. They're definitely not the greatest thing from sliced bread. You know. You probably should have checked all that shit that you said you did. But I didn't. Well, you seem pretty knowledgeable on the phone, you know. That you've been changing the nozzle and you reset the electrodes. I said, oh, that's all set. We need to check any of that shit. I guess I was wrong.
I can do it, but I was wrong. I didn't do it right.
So did you learn something today?
Yeah.
All right, so new oh, I hit the reset. New transformer, or used transformer. Fixed electrode issue. Good spot. Good oil flow. Clean head. New transformer, fixed electrodes, good spot, good oil flow, clean burner head. So that should do it now. What's weird the other day was when I you know, got the oil flow going, she fired right up, no problem, you know? Alright guys, so I went over there and pulled the burner apart and found that the electrodes, we were getting a good oil flow. Transformer was wimpy, that had to be changed. The electrodes, where they connected, were all loose. They weren't even, so I squeezed all that back together, put all that, tightened that up. The electrodes weren't set right on the nozzle. The nozzle was loose. So we had to take the electrodes out, check the nozzle, tighten the nozzle up for one thing. That's under 100 pounds pressure. You can't have that loose. So then I reset the electrodes where they needed to be, cleaned them up, tightened them up, put a new transformer in there, and he's good. I just charge him for the part, just for the used transformer. Everything else, I've been back there a couple of times already, so. When he first called me, he said he had a problem with the oil flow, that he had put a new nozzle and reset the electrode, so I didn't look at any of that shit, because it fired right up the first time I was there, you know. And but now he's calling me back with other issues. He's getting a good oil flow, but now it won't start. Well, I think it was a flipping mess, guy. I shouldn't, you know, sometimes you take people's word for stuff. You probably, it's always good to double check on everything while you're there. But that's why I'm not charging them to go back there. It is what it is. Live and learn. Live and learn. That's an old saying that the old timers used to say. Live and learn. That's good advice. That's what experience is, a whole bunch of problems that you ended up running across. That's what they call experience right there. That's how you build experience over the years with all kinds of issues that you run into. And, well, you don't do that a second time. Next time the guy says he did this or did that, you double check it. That's experience. That's what they call learning as you go, mama.